in our last session, Cordova and Cthulhu went and visited Madame Mavashti, or Madame Mvashti. I have to say that right. Madame Mvashti, and you had, a hero card reading done for you. You got a little bit of vague prophecy, thrown at you about your character. Uh, Musashi went and got himself a job in town with the local blacksmith, trying to pull his weight around Sandpoint, ingratiate himself with the locals. Um, Argus went out and had an unintentional psychedelic trip, sitting in a nice clear glade, watching the stream go by. But had a chance to center himself and try and balance his mind back with nature, so that he could, I guess, be more in tune with his druidic powers. All right. After that, everybody met up at the Hagfish. Argus was in there just a few minutes before everybody else, so if he has anything he wants to say to Vinvender, or set the table before you guys actually show up, he can do that now. We'll give you a few minutes to run some stuff. Is there anything you wanna go over, in confidence between you and Ben?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Wait, are you talking to me or Devin?
It should be Casey. I believe I said Argus. I might have.
Sorry, I stepped away for a second. Just real quick.
Yeah. I go and approach his table and just pull up a chair.
All right. He's sitting there. He's kind of slumped over the table a little bit. He's got a plate in front of him that's, mostly got crumbs left on it. And as you sit down, you see him leaning back and pouring his cup of coffee into the top of his ale. And as you do that, you notice thick bags under his eyes. And he doesn't look up from his mug. He says, "What the hell are you bothering me for?"
What are you drinking?
Well, this is it's my own thing. It's honeyed ale and strong black coffee. It's a nice pick me up in the morning.
No, not good for morning times. I want whatever they have to cognac or whiskey, and I ordered 2.
Are we supposed to be on the main map?
Yeah, because I don't have a map for the Hagfish.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Whatever, whiskey, cognac.
Yeah, you throw up your hand, and a serving girl comes over and hands y'all out a couple little glasses of whiskey. Yeah. The owner, I already forgot his name because I'm stupid. He is still over sitting at a table, talking with other guests.
I push it and say, "You drink now."
He looks up at you, somewhat questioningly, and it's a little bit of a smirk on his face, and he knocks back his whole glass and at once and sets it back down. That's a pleasant surprise. It's a nice pick me up here in the morning.
Would you like another?
Oh, sure. If you want to keep them coming.
I ordered 3 this time.
All right.
No, I ordered 4 this time.
All right. So, she comes and she sets him down, and he starts sipping on his second one. And every couple of minutes he'll take another big swig of his coffee beer.
I grab my glass and I look at him and I just down it. And then when I get done, I wink at him.
He looks you in the face and takes his glass that he's been sipping and just chugs it and slams it on the table and looks back at you. All right.
Are you hitting on him?
No.
I'm trying to get to see here. Are you actually hitting on him?
No, I'm trying to get him drunk.
Thank you.
Okay. Drunk is fine. All right. So yeah,
I've only had 1 to his 2 now.
Well, he's
beer.
I mean, you don't know exactly, but you can assume he's been in here drinking for a few minutes. I mean, you came in, the plate's empty. He already had enough ale missing from his cup that he could pour his coffee into it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's been here a little bit. Well, don't get me wrong. I'm always up for a drinking contest, but If you're here for an apology, I don't know if you're the man I need to talk to.
No, I don't apologize for anything.
Well, that's good. That's good. So, you just here for drinks and breakfast? You haven't ordered your eggs yet?
Well, I'm here because I need my stuff back. I need to buy stuff from shops, and nobody's selling to me.
Oh, that sounds like a problem. Like maybe the shops don't like consorting with vagabonds, those who walk around town with sexual predators.
Ah, sexual predators.
What would you call it?
I would call it a misunderstanding.
You would call it a misunderstanding when I find a grown man, or grown cat, excuse me, with my nude 15-year-old daughter.
Maybe she was just petting the kitten.
Are you talking about my kitten?
I'm waiting for y'all to come in. Like,
I'm to understand the rest of us are not here right now.
Okay, about that time, the rest of y'all, like, you know, y'all come into the tavern, and you see Vin over in the corner, like red faced, you know, gritting his teeth. You don't know if he's holding back laughter or if he's angry, but he's just staring at Argus.
it's okay to laugh. That was pretty funny.
He lets out a chuckle. He's all right. That was pretty good. That is my daughter, though. So, he little chuckles again. I'm sorry. That was really good.
Do I notice that everybody's came in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm motioning for y'all to come over. My friends, come have a seat.
All right.
So I'll just wander on over,
Yep.
sit down because I don't know what the hell is going on.
We're all gonna go in there and sit down.
All right.
Is Cthulhu coming?
Is Cthulhu even there?
Yeah, Cthulhu's there. I just heard him. He's there. But do you sit down at the table?
No.
No. He keeps his eyes on you as the others sit down.
Do I notice this? I want to break his gaze and step in front of him.
Okay, yeah, you step in front of him, and he looks up to your eyes. So we having a breakfast party then?
Something like that.
If you want
I'm
to
gonna
call
take
it
a
that.
Yeah. He feels a little uneasy. You see him like he shifts in his seat to where he's got his back, towards the wall, and one hand kind of slips over to the edge of the table, like just dangling above his waist.
Mm-hmm. Cordova's going to put both his hands on the table and look him in the eye and say, "You seem uneasy, friend."
Well, it's not every day I get surrounded by people who have something against me.
Oh, we have nothing against you.
You would assume we have something against you.
What have I done to you, good sir?
Well, you've done nothing. You've been a growing acquaintance, a good friend since y'all came into this town. But I catch one of you lot with my friend, with my daughter over there, and then I speak to my friends in the town, and y'all aren't welcome in their shops. Now you're crowding me over here in my favorite bar while I'm just trying to eat breakfast.
Well, funny enough, I've spoken to my friends in the town, and they say you're a bit of an obsessive over your daughters.
And they also told us you're the one who told them not to sell to us. So who else are we supposed to speak to?
Well, what do y'all intend to do about this then?
A random street beggar.
You're right. I'm the one who spread the word that anyone who sells to you is not welcome in the merchants' circle, the merchant society. They would lose out to certain benefits if they dealt with people who I don't find desirable.
Undesirables. I believe we saved the town. I'm going to look over at Argus for confirmation.
Didn't at some point in the time we saved you? Didn't the goblin try to attack you?
I think a goblin did try to attack him. I'm almost positive that happened, and I'm pretty sure that we took care of that.
Yeah.
And really kept the town going. I mean, kept the money flow right into his pockets.
Your shop wasn't shut down.
Right?
This is true.
Like the goblins would attack and we weren't here. your shop would probably been burnt down, huh?
Well, this is true. You men
I mean-
have served a purpose, have
So-
performed a service for this town.
So because supposedly,
You've also been paid for that service.
you catch your daughter with our good friend over here naked. You don't know the story.
I
Who's
know
this
what my
woman you
daughter has
speak
told
of?
me.
I don't know the story. We don't know the story. Nobody knows the story. In fact of the matter is, I don't think it really matters because we are in the middle of an investigation and a mission to save this town. And what we've been put up against, aside from a necromancer and goblins and, the fate of the entire world falling apart, is the fact that we can't buy simple gear because you caught your daughter with a friend of ours.
And I point to Cthulhu.
I'm just
So I'm just going to go ahead and say it right out and say we need to bury the hatchet on this because we don't honestly have time for these kind of games.
Well, look,
is it
if
gonna
burying
take?
the hatchet is something you need to do, then maybe you need to bring your friend to the table rather than letting him hide over there like a hurt kitten.
So then
Well,
Cthulhu
we were-
lunges towards the table and slams his hands down in front of Ben Vinder's face.
He,
I will intimidate.
oh, roll to intimidate. All right. I feel like I've heard a couple dice rolls now.
Yeah, that wasn't Bennett.
Okay, there we go. They're rolling on the. All right, so what's your intimidate
Oh, no.
score? Okay, it's 9. He all right. Either way, he leans back and gazes up into your eyes, and it's just he's just too drunk to be intimidated. You see his
Not to
eyes
mention-
are a little glassed over and yellow.
Not to mention that he's knocked you out before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, in fact, he rises up from the table and stands a good 14 inches over you.
So
Cordova's going to stand up as well.
yeah, Art stands up as well, and he puts his hand on Bender and just applies a little bit of pressure to get him to sit down. What do you
Yeah,
want?
I'm gonna apply a little pressure on Cthulhu, go the other way, and be like, I think now's the time to negotiate. We don't need bloodshed here.
All right, so are you saying you're gonna try and do the whole push on his shoulder to make him
Yeah,
sit back down?
Give a verbal prompt, sit down, my friend.
Well, either roll a CMB check or a diplomacy, and then it's going to be whether you say something nice to him to sit down or you do the pressure point, sit on your ass thing.
Why'd you have to give me a choice?
Because choices matter in this game.
You said CMB or CMD?
CMB. It'll be against his CMD.
Natural 19 plus 2.
All right, you bear into him, and he tries to resist you for a second, but as you lock down, his knee kind of buckles, and he goes back down on the seat. His face is getting really, really red at the moment.
And I just thank you for sitting. So we're here. Obviously, you don't like us. We really don't have any reason not like you or like you, but we need to shop. How can we straighten this out?
I myself would like to hear the story of whatever happened to you all.
Well,
Because I am curious, what does this woman look like? Because I had a strange occurrence the other day that I wonder if it has something to do with this.
Was
he looks at you. He's like, I thought I could trust you.
Well,
Tell me about what you did with my daughter.
I didn't do anything with your daughter, but your daughter came to me and my good friend here as we walked through town and asked us to take care of a goblin that was down in some bedroom or basement or something. I don't quite recall. But the weird thing is that when I offered for the both of us to go constantly, she kept saying, no, we only needed one of us. And she kept trying to get me to go alone with her, but I was like, no, our good friend here otherwise can take care of her. And she got quite upset with me and stormed off, even though we were willing to go take care of a goblin for her, but she refused both of our help, and I don't understand that.
Roll diplomacy.
Let me double check what it was.
I believe your diplomacy is -1.
I think so too, but
Yeah.
I want to double check.
Yeah, that's fine.
It is.
Yeah, it should have been. I forgot. I'm still on my
I can get my D20 out.
This one's actually a fairly easy DC.
R.
Can I would like to. I don't want to aid, but I want to roll diplomacy as well. I don't know. Maybe he says something to that effect.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I do remember her out there and talking to her to Musashi. Like, yeah, she definitely was out there asking about that. I didn't understand it at the time, but it seems like Cthulhu got involved in whatever was going on.
All right. Well,
I got a
15
22
for me.
all right. Yeah. He looks at Shaw and he puts his head into his hand and starts to rub his brow. He's like, so let me get this straight. Shayless. About yay tall, and he holds his hands up, about 5 feet or so off the ground. Auburn hair, round face, lovely little girl, green eyes. This was her.
Yeah, that sounds like her. I didn't know
Yep.
who she was originally, but my good friend, and don't be upset, he talked to me later because we had no idea who this girl was. Me being quite dense with women, didn't realize that our friend here was saying that I would have possibly had a good time, but we had no idea who this woman was. But we had offered to help her with the goblin that supposedly was in her residence, and she refused if both of us go, and only would have one of us go, and we were quite confused by this. But she stormed off very angry at us, and apparently I upset the lady. I am sorry, I'm so dense.
He looks to Cthulhu. He says, "Is this the same story you heard? Something about a goblin in my shop?"
Yes.
Damn. Look,
But your daughter's not my type.
not your type. I'll have you know that the vendors have the finest blood in all of Galarian.
I'm not a vampire.
Beautiful looks run in the Armstrong family line.
So then I might ask Cthulhu, what happened to you?
Well, I went down to check, turned around, and her clothes were off. She threw herself at me, but I wasn't. Like I said, she's just not my type. And
Not a cat woman.
So maybe that's explain why you were kind of unconscious and beat as a pulp when our friend found you.
No, that would have been me.
It sounds to me like nothing actually happened down there, and perhaps this is all being overblown to some extent.
Look,
To me, it sounds like Mr. Van Vinder, you've already gotten your justice and your fun.
We surely don't expect a man to apologize for something like this.
I would say that it was a good misunderstanding and was pretty much taken care of.
all right, let's roll diplomacy one more time.
All right.
All right.
And anybody can aid.
To diplomacy.
Anybody can decide to be the one actually rolling diplomacy.
I got a
terrible
25,
track.
Jeremy.
You got a 25.
25.
I
have
got
a
a
plus 7 to my diplomacy. I rolled an 18. That's 25, right?
Yeah. He sighs. He's like, all right, look, I guess maybe I have been a little unfair. I mean, Shayless has always been a bit of a fibber. She never did like taking blame for her own problems. I suppose I can talk to the rest of the people in the rest of the shop owners and take y'all off the banned list.
Well, I would greatly appreciate that, sir. Although I will say, and not to be mean, if I happen to see your daughter, I will walk the other direction.
That would be appreciated.
I think we all would at this point.
Consider
Rest
it
assured, what you're doing here is going to allow us to continue to help Sandpoint moving forward.
Yes, but y'all have just given me one more thing to worry about. I thought I only had the problems with one daughter, and Shayless's issues were behind me, but I can see I've got a lot more to deal with.
By all means, if there's anything that we can help you with, we'd be more than happy to do so. You may have opened your vendors to us, but we will appreciate that discount that we've lost.
Look, I tell you what, if y'all can get that asshole Benny Parker out of my town, I'll give you a one-time only 50% discount in my shop.
I'm sorry,
I,
what? I broke up there.
If y'all can run that asshole Banny Hawker out of town, get him away from my oldest girl, I will give you a one-time only 50% discount in my shop.
Can I ask you, why don't you like him?
I mean, he's a thug. He's a hooligan. He obviously doesn't care for anyone in this town but himself. He has no respect for anyone in this town and thinks he's above reproach because he's the youngest mill operator the town has ever had. He only got the job because of the chopper promotions. You know, he's never once come to me to tell me his intentions with my daughter. Not once has he taken the time to introduce himself in a friendly, respectful manner. All I know of him is who he has shown himself to be in public his whole life. And I can tell you that that is a person that I do not want to be associated with my family.
The chopper promotions?
Yes, it's what some of us call it. Years ago,
Let me guess.
when
back at the time that the chopper murdered a bunch of people, there were some openings in the chain of command, and people were promoted.
Simply, yes. A lot of people got to move up the ranks in their jobs when the the chopper went on his spree.
You just want us to run him out of town or get him to stop running the sawmill at night?
Well, there are other people that want him to stop with the sawmill at night.
Look, if y'all can do something about that, that'd be greatly appreciated.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Bender, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my high diplomacy score and I'm going to march over there and I'm going to talk to this guy.
That's fair. I don't know what to score in a carnival game has to do with anything, but that's fine. So let's see what else. If y'all can get him to stop running the sawmill at night, and come talk to me like a man, maybe we can work something out. But I just, as he is, I can't see myself turning over operation of my shop to this man at any point in the future.
Which I'm assuming you'd have to do if you were to marry your daughter.
Yes, of course. Who would run my shop other than my daughters and their husbands?
Are they engaged?
Better not be, as far as I know.
Interesting. Okay, I'm ready to go over there and talk to him if you guys are.
I would agree, gentlemen.
All right,
and again, sorry for the inconvenience.
A round of coffee beer for everyone. You want? And he lifts up his mug to show you.
Could double join in on that. He'll drink with him.
I'll drink.
Yeah. They say where I'm from, they say never trust a man who won't share a drink.
It's a wise saying, and he gives y'all all coffee beer, so you're a little bit drunk and a little bit, jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Perfect.
All right. What do y'all do from here? You continue to sit down and talk, or do you leave?
We're going to talk to the carpenter. We got to handle this business.
Oh yeah, multiple people been bugged about his ass.
And I need to run and wash my hand real quick. Right back. So think about it.
Okay. Let's see. All right. As y'all walk through town, heading back up towards the sawmill. Let me see if I can find the sawmill on the map without having to check stuff. I think this is it right here. That's not working. I'm pretty sure this is the sawmill.
I'm back. Where's the sawmill?
Double check. I'm pretty sure it's this building right here. Not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure.
I didn't see a ping. You pinging on something?
Hey.
Pinging in red. Oh, there you are. Okay, so it's across the water outside of the gate?
No, that was me poking in yellow.
Oh, Jeremy is blue.
Way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm blue.
I don't see you pinging.
Okay, well, it's weird. Up here by the old light.
The little yellow building by the old light? Oh, there you go. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it's the gray building by the old light. Anyways, all right. As you walk towards the sawmill, you hear the loud, ear-splitting sound of massive saws cutting through chunks of wood. You see the sawmill dumping the wood outside, as it goes. You walk in and you see two human men working together on a log splitter. They are carefully lowering down large logs, and the machine takes them and lowers them on. A machine takes them and lowers them onto a giant blade, which splits them right down the middle. As they're working, the younger man slips towards the log splitter, but the larger man grabs him by the arm and yanks him to safety. The larger man pulls down a lever beside the saw, and the noise quiets down. What the hell, Ibor? Watch what you're doing. That machine will rip your body to shreds before you can even think. I don't need that to happen. Your mama will kill me if I have to go to her with my hat in my hand. Banny shouts at his apprentice. Banny stands about 6 feet tall and towers over his friend. He has blue eyes and short, untamed, dirty blonde hair. A few scars on his arms and face show that despite his young appearance, roughly 23, 24 years old, he has known hard labor for the better part of his life. And he is played by Charlie Hunnam. If any of you guys...
I don't know who that is. Is this the guy we're after?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Benny is his name? Got it. Okay.
Banny. Yeah. Charlie Hunnam.
Okay. So if I understand this right, Banny just saved a guy from falling into a blade.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I like him. He's cute. I'd marry him. All right.
Sweat drips from his hair and runs down his nose as he looks over to the door. Who the hell are you? What are you doing in here? This is a restricted area.
I want to look around this room and can I do like a profession physicist check and see if there's a way that I can improve this place and make it less noisy? Or even more efficient at that matter. Less noisy or more efficient. Can I do a profession check on that? Is that a thing that we can do?
Yeah, give me a knowledge engineer, physicist, whatever it is that you've got.
I got a 16 looking around for a physicist.
16 looking around. You notice that the sawmill is, it's mostly built out of like planks of wood. There's no type of insulation whatsoever, and you also notice that the area where the logs are held, that they move into the facility, mm-hmm. It's not quite as efficient as it could be. The machine takes the logs from your storage facility, which is sideways, and then it has to turn them to put them onto a chain that lowers it. You can tell that if y'all rotate the storage area, that logs can come off faster and get cut at a more efficient rate.
So I've got a good general idea of how I can improve the process in this place fairly easily.
Yes, and as I said, the walls are not insulated.
Right.
You have a good feeling that if he throws up some kind of cloth along the walls or extra layer of paneling, you might be able to dampen the sound.
I'm going to assume while I'm figuring all that out, you guys are going to talk to him because I'm kind of looking at stuff and walking around. I don't know.
He's watching you out of the corner of his eye. Like,
Well, he just said, who are you? Does anybody else want to step up? Because I'm looking around.
He repeats, this is restricted, as you're walking around, like, touching things. What are you doing?
Nobody? Okay.
Nobody?
I don't know.
He walks over and grabs you by the arm while everybody else is just standing there.
You guys are just standing there while I do stuff.
Stop messing with my shop and tell me why the hell you are here.
Vendor sent us. I'm going to go back to looking.
Now he's bothering me while I'm at work.
Sorry, you had the diplomacy. I'm not as good.
All right.
All right.
He's like, Vendor sent us. But it's your lucky day. I'm going to look down at his arm, like, because he's holding on to mine.
Yeah. My lucky day, huh? And his grip gets a little bit tighter.
Let me ask you something. Have you had a bunch of people in the town complaining about the noise this place makes? Because honestly, we can hear it all the way over at the Hagfish.
Yep. And it's kept me up at night as well.
All hours of the day.
Look, there's been some people complaining, but there's nothing can be done about that. The logs need to be split. Work has to be done.
Of course it does. And you've been dating Vendor's daughter.
Yeah, I'm with Katrine. What's of it?
Yeah, our friend Cthulhu here, no emotion to Cthulhu, is like he's run into a bit of an issue with that as well. Vendor can be a hard man. Have you been having issues?
Run into an issue with what?
Have you been having issues with the vendors in town?
Of course I have, but you say Cthulhu has run into a similar problem? You're not talking about my Katrine, are you?
No, not your Katrine, her sister.
Oh, Shayless.
Shayless, yes, you know Shayless.
Yeah, I don't know Shayless, but Ibble knows Shayless, and Das Korvat knows Shayless, and shit, you ask anybody in town, they know Shayless.
Good. Listen, I don't want to make this any more difficult than it has to be here, so I would like to have a sort of exchange. Vin Vinder does not want you dating his daughter.
Right.
I'm not here to stop that. You guys aren't betrothed by any chance, are you?
I mean, not yet.
Not
I
yet.
do intend to marry her.
You intend to marry
hell
her.
with
I'm going to
what
look
the
back at you guys
astral
like he intends to marry her. That's sweet.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, here's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to make all of these problems go away, but you're going to have to be willing to talk to Vin Vinder yourself and let him know about what's going on here, what you tend to do with his daughter, and have some respect for the man, regardless of whatever history you have.
So I'm supposed to respect the man who's gotten me banned from half the shops in town, who spreads words about me that just aren't true. He only knows of me what I was when I was 15 years old. You know, now I'm a man grown. I run this business. I bring in lots of money.
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 24.
If I've learned anything about Vin Vinder, he is a man who respects business owners who make a lot of money. Now, he did mention to me that...
well, then he would respect the Scarnettis because this is their mill. I just work here to bring in what I can.
So you don't own this mill?
Correct.
Maybe we're talking to the wrong person.
Maybe. It might be easy. Well, at least for what I think you're thinking of, it might be easier. But we still have to deal with him. And I look over the guy kind of sharply.
Okay. Listen here. Banny, was it?
Yes, Banny.
What if I gave you some information that would make the Scarnettis respect you, potentially give you a raise here? You could take that information to Vin Vinder and show him that you've changed from whatever perception he had from you when you were 15 years old.
Or your other option, per Vin Vinder, was he wanted guys like us, and then I grabbed my sword, to run you out of town.
Oh my goodness. No. I'm going to step
I don't think that was a good idea.
Slide in front of you.
He looks at you and grins and just reaches over and plucks a big axe out of a log and says, well, we can try that.
Whoa,
none of this is necessary whatsoever.
Wait. I am telling you what he has asked of us. I never said we are going to do that.
Funks it back in the wood. Okay, sorry.
I am giving you the warning of what he is trying to do.
Hey, Jeremy, is there a lever nearby that's like I can flip to turn off this machine?
He hasn't turned the machine back on yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assumed it was still on.
So you're saying there's a lever that I can flip to turn on the machine?
Yeah,
oh God!
Lever you can flip to turn on the machine.
Yeah, we don't want to intimidate this guy to death here. We're trying to. I mean, Vin Vinder's not going to be happy if his daughter is horribly depressed because this man left town.
No,
I'm not trying to intimidate. I just wanted to see if there was a lever I could turn on.
I've offered him the option to give him information that could potentially get him promoted here at this place, so he'd be more respectable to Vin Vinder in terms of marrying his daughter and potentially taking over Vin Vinder's businesses someday. I've given this guy a clear path to success if he's willing to take it. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yep.
And
So Argus steps in while everybody's arguing.
He's sitting here. He's like, "I'm listening," and you two are arguing back and forth. Tell me what I can do. And then Argus steps up. Yes.
Look, Vinny, this is what Cordova over here is going to come up with a better way for you to run the mill, so you don't have to run it at night.
And you get full credit. I'm going to look back at it.
That's why we need to speak to the Scarnettis. He's going to tell them how to do it. Or tell you how to do it, and then you can go and tell them, and boom, you get a raise, you make more money. And people in the town are happy, and you can go back to the vendors. Also, we already know you're engaged to your, what's her name? To Vinder's daughter.
Yeah, Vinder's daughter.
We already know you're engaged to her. All the man is asking is for you to go sit down with him and tell him what your intentions are with his daughter. And then that would get you back in his good graces. But if you don't want any of that, and you want to keep sneaking around with your relationship and making what money you make now, considering you say it's good money, and keep working for the Scarnettis, or maybe possibly at one point in time run your own sawmill,
Or
Or
take
have
Van Vinder's job.
or have your own sawmill, and then when you marry his daughter, take Van Vinder's job when he hands it down to you, because it sounds like you're a pretty decent business guy.
Listen,
He
you're
can give
smart.
you these options,
You're a
but
smart
unless
guy.
you put down the axe, unless you put down the axe and listen, there's nothing we can do for you. And I flip the machine on, and I turn away, and I start walking out.
I'm going to use Mage Hand to turn the machine back off again and see what he wants to do.
No, if he wants to do it, he would turn the machine off.
Oh, okay. Is that your intention? All right. I'm not going to do that then.
So
I'm
you want me
continuing to
you want
look
me
at the machine. I'm
to give me a roll of
impressed.
diplomacy or anything?
Yeah, give me a diplomacy roll.
That is a 18.
18. All right, yeah, he goes back over and he flips the
And
machine off. He's like,
as I'm
"All right."
walking out, I tap everybody's shoulder to come with us.
He flips the machine back off and he's all right now. Tell me what you think I can do. He
Glad
looks
you
to
see
Cordova.
Glad you see it our way.
I don't see anything anybody's way yet, but I am willing to listen.
Don't give him the plans before we know that we can trust him.
I would kind of agree with that one.
Yeah, Cordova's like, he's looking at you guys for the cue here. Like, do you want me to show him some stuff or not?
I mean, if you have
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. Jeremy,
Give
is there
him a-
something nearby
give
that I
him a
can
bit.
use as a insulation?
as insulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say there is. There's large tarps that they use for waterproofing the stuff outside, stuff that they haven't put up
I
yet.
tell you what I want to do. I want to grab whatever I can use as insulation, and I'm going to clap that on the side of his ears and flip that machine on.
He's like, I can't understand what you're saying, and he pulls it off, and it's what? And he turns the machine back off. What? I don't understand. No, I mean, like, he's not that stupid. He just.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to be like, listen, and then put it back on his ears and turn the machine back on. It's going to be. Yeah.
I get
Argus
it.
is just in the corner.
So
shaking his
this
head.
way, I won't go deaf when I'm working on the machine.
I'm going to look at Musashi and say, just go ahead and kill him. We're getting
So
nowhere.
Argus
He's
steps
not
back
super
in.
intelligent.
Argus
In
steps
fact, I
back
just
in.
rolled a 1 on an intelligence check for him.
I thought that was such a great idea.
It is. And
Musashi
if you tell
storms
him,
over. Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying, if you tell him in as many words, hey, put up extra paneling, hang some of this drapery over,
Yeah,
the
but
open.
I'm not trying to give him all the answers before he commits to what we're trying to do.
So Argus steps in and looks at him. What was your other, like, changing the way the logs come in?
Yeah.
Here, I have an idea
What?
for my character here.
So Argus looks and he's like, he looks at Cordova, and I'm assuming, like, Argus has heard Cordova muttering.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, he doesn't fucking get it.
Yeah. So look, here's what look. You're not being proficient enough, my friend. Your logs come in sideways, and then you have to turn them to cut them. What if
Yes.
we eliminate the turning step? And what my friend was trying to show you is called installation or sound walls, which will help quiet the sound.
Not to mention,
But-
it'll protect your hearing for the rest of your life.
But we will not tell you how to do these things unless we have your word that you'll stop running the sawmill at night and go talk to Vin Vinder.
No, that's the point, Casey. He can still run it at night. That's what the insulation's for.
Yeah, but even like with the installation, you'll still hear it.
It won't be as loud. That was the answer, was trying to find a way he could still run it at night so it doesn't affect their bottom line. That's why I was looking for an installation to begin with.
If you change the step in the log, they would cut more to where they wouldn't have to run it at night, is the way I was thinking.
But they could improve efficiency, which would lead to his promotion.
I can tell you this mechanically: if you want to convince him to stop running at night, it's going to take a diplomacy check for reasons that you don't understand.
Yet.
Yes. Like it's going to be hard to convince him to stop running the mill at night.
And that's why I'm trying to find a way to convince him to
Yeah.
continue to run it at night and continue to profit and to look really good in the Scarnetti's eyes or whatever, so that he could get that promotion and be more respectable to Vin Vinder. That's what I'm shooting for.
So yeah,
Okay. I mean,
as
you
Argus lays it out to him like he's a fifth grader, you know, which I mean he kind of is. Like he's like I said, he's been doing manual labor his whole life. He's smart at business and cutting logs. You know, so yeah, when Argus lays it out to him like that, he starts to nod like he understands. Musashi, you said you had an idea of something you wanted to do.
All I was going to do to try and help him not be stupid is I was going to walk up, put my hand on his shoulders, and sigh, take it off his head, and say, "It's not for you, it's for the building, stupid."
Oh, I understand.
So
For
we're
the
basically
building.
just a
Like
crash
earmuffs for the building.
course. Yes, earmuffs for the building.
The idea is, good sir, if we can quiet the building, then people stop complaining, and Vinvender stops sending people like us at you. We're
I mean,
trying
look.
to help.
I mean, yeah, I need to get him off my back and get the town to stop complaining. Yeah,
Mhm.
the less they go to Mr. Scarnetti about my late night cutting, the better. You know, I don't need him coming down on me just because the town's unhappy. So
So,
yeah,
if we can keep you
do this well.
running, Scarletti's will be happy. I can get some sleep at night without wanting to murder people. I give him a kind of a devilish grin.
This guy's being more difficult than he needs to be.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think he's being difficult.
He's just an
a
idiot.
little slow.
What is his
he
intelligence
agrees with
score?
me. He's
Can I
sitting here-
ask?
His intelligence score, he's an 8.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
He's a hard
But,
worker. That's about it.
Yeah, you know, he's got a higher wisdom, and not so much intelligence.
Oh,
But
okay.
Yeah, but y'all y'all are getting through to him. He understood what Argus was telling. He understood earmuffs for the building. He knows what y'all are saying, and he said multiple times, "Yes, I'm all ears. That sounds good." Like,
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna show him how to improve this building, and this hopefully will improve his relationship with Vinvender. That's what we're shooting for here. What do we need to do, Jeremy? You broke up.
all the stuff I told you about showing him installation, all that stuff. Y'all spend a few hours there, you know, schooling him on how to do this, and he, it's just increasing thing. And y'all wanted him to go talk to Vin Bender, correct?
Yes, we did want him to go and have a conversation with Vinvender about his intentions with his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of thing.
So I have a percentage in my head. I'm going to roll a D100 on the screen and see if he's very successful. He went to Vin Bender and had, you know, a heartfelt conversation about what he plans to do. You know, what's his intentions with Vin Bender's daughter. I plan to marry her. I've been listening to some contractors. You know, some men who came to help me with the shop. Yeah, yeah, they've shown me a way to make it quieter and you know, keep from you know, waking the town up so much at night. And you know, he shows Vin Bender, and only Vin Bender, his you know, his own personal accounting books. He's like, look, I mean, this is what I've been able to do for myself and for the business. And you know, I've heard that you're a man that likes a wise businessman. And you know, they make up, they become, you know, tentative acquaintances.
Oh, I feel like we've done such a good job here.
Yeah.
In a roundabout way, but we did it.
Yeah.
Beat the head against wall. Hug, hug.
So yeah, I'm assuming y'all accompanied him back to Vin Bender's store. Yeah, and you know, y'all hear the whole conversation. Yeah, y'all hear the whole conversation while, you know, you're looking around browsing stuff, and he's up at the counter talking. I don't know if Cthulhu went inside. Yeah, Cthulhu may be sitting out on the step, you know, flipping his tail back and
What
forth.
type of stuff does Vin Bender sell?
Vin Bender sells a little bit of everything. If you want armor and weapons, you know, anything over like just super basic armor and weapons, you're going to have to go to Das Corvat. But I'd say Vin has pretty much everything else. He will give y'all a one-time discount of 50%. Up to, we'll say, up to 100 gold. So you get like 200 gold worth of stuff for 100 gold. And that will be a one-time purchase. As far as selling your things, I don't think we've gone over this yet. If you want to sell your loot back to vendor, that works in the game. You sell at 50% full value. Like, that's just it. That's every shop you go to, you're going to get 50% value of whatever you're selling.
We have 3 items here that need to be sold that have been unclaimed so far.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys wanted to handle that now or what you want to do there.
Might as well, if he's going to give us a discount, we can get a little bit more back for it.
Now, I don't have these values handy, but
What are the items?
the collective could probably look it up. So, studded leather is one of them. Jeremy, the horse chopper the masterwork horse chopper is one of them. I don't think anybody wanted that.
Yeah, because I
You
don't.
had that in your book, so.
It doesn't have value in the book.
Okay.
So let's see. The studded leather armor is 25 gold
25.
pieces.
And the other thing was a short bow. We do have a short bow that I couldn't use, so it's just been floating around.
Hang on, I can tell you the bow. Let me pull it up.
I'll look for the horse chopper.
Yeah, I already got the longbow, so I
Is
didn't
it
need
just
any
a
of
short,
that.
It's just a normal short bow.
Yeah,
Devin?
short bow, just normal short bow. That's fine.
If I remember, that chopper wasn't any better than my katanas.
I don't think you'd want to switch.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't switch it.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's why it went unclaimed.
What is the masterwork horse chopper? Is it like a?
It's a goblin's weapon. It's like an axe. It's like a great axe, except for it
Is
doesn't.
it a simple weapon or a martial weapon, Jeremy?
I think it's martial.
Marshall.
Okay, I can't use that, so I'm not gonna want it.
That's fine.
Can we use it to cut down trees?
Cut down horses.
Yes.
Yeah, we could.
Short bow sells for 30.
Okay,
gold
so
pieces.
30 on the short bow. So what about the
Okay.
horse chopper? Are you saying no value to it because it's a goblin
No.
weapon?
It has a horse chopper by itself has a value of 10.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure
Masterwork should
out.
increase its value by like 300 gold. So
I
it'd be like-
can't. Yeah, I can't remember if it's 300 or 500.
It should be. I think it's 300 for masterwork. Just comes off the top of my head. Like to make something masterwork costs like 300 gold to do it.
Hang on, I can
Okay,
tell
hold
you
on,
in
hold
two. I can tell you in 2
Masterwork
seconds.
quality adds 300 gold points to the normal weapon.
Yes.
Adding the masterwork quality to a double weapon makes it plus 6. Okay, so
so it adds 300 to it.
Yeah, 310 plus 30, so that's 340 plus 25. That's 365. Half value would be 182 gold and 5 silver.
Can you divide that by 4?
Hang on. What if we wanted to trade? Would you give us full value if we wanted to trade?
Probably not, man.
I don't think that I can't. I don't think.
If GameStop doesn't give you full value, Vendor's not going to give you full value.
No, Vin Vendor would be like, here's a quarter.
Yeah. No, I'm not even saying full value, but like here's
Jeremy,
these
what-
three. Here's these 3 items for this one item.
What was that gold amount you said? 148?
182
182.
and 5 silver.
Okay, I'm going to write that down so I don't forget it.
Okay, that would be 46 gold. I'm
Piece?
sorry, not 40. 45 gold, 6 silver, and 25 copper each. I mean, not 25 copper, 2 copper each.
What fucking program did you use to get that? That was amazing.
Calculator?
Okay, I'm going to make a note of that because I've been drinking and I can't add that right now.
Okay.
It's in the
That's
corner.
what I
down.
haven't been doing. Damn.
What? Come
Hold
on now.
All right.
Sunday, I
Have
got work
you
tomorrow.
already added stuff, Devin?
No, I made notes in the bottom right-hand corner of the inventory sheet. You can see over there. I can't do that math right now. I don't have a calculator open.
Funk. Okay. That
You think about that. I'll be right back.
is how much you all get. Actually, I'll just go ahead and round that up because it was
What?
Can
3.
I just round it up to 46 gold?
Nope.
Sorry.
All right. So we are deleting these 3 items, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, they're gone. Yeah, so anything you want to sell, anything you want to trade, I want to say I'll give you more for that, but at the same time, I don't want to unbalance the game. I've been giving y'all more loot than you're supposed to have, believe it or not. Pathfinder.
Yeah, really, the only things I can think of for my character, because I think I'm fine on weapons and armor for now, because I doubt he's got better than what I already have. Is, I guess, if I could get any kind of supplies for blacksmithing. I might as well take advantage of 50% off on getting some gear I'll eventually need.
Yeah.
Because that way I can repair stuff while we're out and about.
All right. Well, if we want to just keep moving with this, we'll say that y'all can spend money between the sessions. We'll just say that you can each spend 100 gold and get 200 gold value.
Okay.
And I think I need to repeat that now because Devin just came back, right?
What's up?
So we'll do shopping between sessions so that you guys can get what you want, and we don't have to drag the game on anymore. But you can each spend 100 gold and get 200 gold worth of value. Okay? Yeah. So, and you can spend that between sessions. If there's anything you want to sell back, just sell it back at 50% value and add that to your stuff. I'll trust everybody.
Okay. Cthulhu's super rich, by the way, with 2 platinum pieces.
Yes.
Well, a lot of you are not supposed to know that I have that.
I know you have that. Cordova doesn't.
I have no idea about it.
Okay, so we successfully convinced What's-His-Face to get back with What's-His-Face, and everybody's good now?
Yeah. They're all happy. It's
The town should be happier now that it should be quieter.
early evening. Y'all have spent most of the day going about town, doing your own thing, making friends.
Yeah. It took us a
jobs.
while to revamp his deal there.
Yeah, that took the majority of your day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what do you guys want to do in regards to what's next? Casey, didn't you like the gangs and the tunnels, or do you want to go search the north area, or what do we do next?
Well, what do we have to tie up?
All right. Pretty much the only things y'all have heard about that y'all haven't investigated. The Zarni gang that works in the town.
Mm-hmm.
The caves that exist somewhere in the northern, northwestern beaches of the town. Y'all were talking about investigating that because you heard that one of the goblin heroes, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, one of them disappeared in that area. I think that's really it as far as things that you haven't, tied up. Things that y'all have heard about that y'all haven't moved on to.
Do you want to do the gang, or do you want to go chase this goblin hero down up at the beach?
I
Well,
think
it's
doing the
evening,
gang
y'all
is going
can-
to take a lot more than what we really need to do. And I mean, if it's evening,
Yeah, it's evening. Y'all can go back to the bar and call it a night and start the next day.
I mean, if it's evening and we go and look in caves and crap,
Probably
it's gonna
won't
get
end
dark,
well.
and then we're not going to have light.
I understand. In that case, I'm going to go visit the. Jeremy, you told me about a place where I could look up information about the past, a library or something to that effect.
Now, yes, you can either go to the House of Blue Stones, or you can go see the Sage, Broderick Quink.
I want to go to the house. I want to go somewhere because you mentioned that Arn Serrano could be found in the books, and he wants to go somewhere where he can read about the local history and potentially get a bonus to his knowledge local checks on this place.
Yes, that would be the House of Blue Stones.
Okay, so Cordova's going to say, if you guys are wanting to go check these caves out tomorrow, then I'm more than willing to do that. But I need to go and look up some information at this House of Blue Stones that I found.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to break the party. I'm assuming he can just go there and do that, and then we can move on to the next thing.
Yeah, that you do that. I am going to probably completely do this by myself, but record the stuff that you would learn there and add it to the Google Drive. Because there's a good bit of it. You're going into a library about Sandpoint. So you would learn quite a bit. And House of Blue Stones. Okay. I'll just give this quick description to you. As you get there, this stone building is primarily a single large chamber. The floor is decorated with polished blue stones set within winding pathways of reed mats. This structure was built 10 years after Sandpoint was founded by a wandering monk named Inderkari Sorn. All right. Today, the monastery is tended to by his daughter, Sybil Sorn. Her father having passed away 7 years ago, she is a worshiper of Aurori, the god of self-perfection and knowledge. Sybil maintains a large collection of old books, scrolls in the basement chambers below. She opens both the meditation floor and her library to fellow worshippers, but others must convince her of their good intentions with a successful DC-5 diplomacy check before she'll let them in.
Okay.
The use of Sybil's library grants a +4 knowledge history and knowledge planes checks. So, but I told you knowledge local before, so we'll say knowledge history, and we'll add knowledge local into that because you need knowledge local. Give me 1 second.
He's specifically focusing on local, so.
Okay.
I was gonna say he's specifically there to learn local knowledge and to look for Arn Serrana. So whatever you're gonna put in the Google Drive, it'd be Arn Serrana, any of the other people from his party, and anything knowledge local related. You could probably skip planes on that and just replace planes with local if that's good with you.
Oh yeah, that's fine with me.
I mean, he's already good on history. As far as the check, I have a +7 to my diplomacy, so he's gonna pass that regardless. So I'm assuming he just goes in there and
if you go and take a 20, like you take your time and talk to her, for an hour or so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Cordova's doing that while you guys are going back to the hagfish. It's hagfish.
We'll
right?
say yes. Well, I imagine y'all would be going to the Rusty Dragon, unless y'all want to go to the hagfish.
Dragon. Sorry, man. It's been
the hagfish is where y'all can yarn and have a little party and get together. You can drink from Nora's tank. Anybody who's wrote a yarning bit for the town, that's probably where you get to tell it.
Yarning?
Yeah, yarning is a local game where you pretty much tell tall tales. Yeah. And the best one is told by Georgie Quinn, the owner of the Hagfish.
You guys going to party at the Hagfish?
Yeah. I mean, or you can just go back to bed. Stuff happens tomorrow too.
I guess we can go drink for a little bit.
Argus is going back to bed.
All right,
Argus is going to bed. Cordova's studying at the library. Musashi's drinking. What is Cthulhu doing?
Sit up and drink.
All right, are y'all drinking at the Hagfish or at the Rusty Dragon?
You've heard how good the Hagfish is. Maybe you should go there.
Bug.
Hagfish it is.
Okay. So y'all go to the Hagfish. It's one of Sandpoint's most popular taverns, especially among fishermen and gamblers. The Hag Point is also the best place for a good old-fashioned seafood meal. So if you want your fish and that, this is where you'll get the best. Owned by a gregarious one-legged man named Georgie Quinn. The Hagfish gets its name from a large aquarium that sits behind the bar and is home to a repellent Varisian hagfish that Georgie affectionately calls Nora. Despite the fact that he's had Nora replaced several dozen times, hagfish don't live that long in Georgie's aquarium. Hanging from a nail beside Nora's tank is a leather pouch bulging with coins. Prize money for anyone who can drink down a single tankard of water scooped from Nora's tank.
Ew.
Yeah. It costs a single silver coin to try, but the trick is that since she's a hagfish, the water in Nora's tank is thick and horrifically slimy and foul-tasting. Few can stomach the stuff. Those who do get to keep however many coins have accumulated in the pouch, and then they get to carve their name into the ceiling above the tank. To date, there are only 25 names carved there, and the Hagfish has been in business for nearly 10 years.
All right, so I'll take just a regular drink to start with.
All right. Bug, come here. Yeah, there's a cup. Hold on. keys. What are you doing? Oh, yeah, you got the balls all over the place.
I have a feeling he wants us to really drink from that hagfish thing. It's only been, what, 3 sessions? And it's mentioned.
Do it.
I'll go for it. I'm the dumb dwarf. We'll give it a shot.
I can't do it. I'm in the library. You guys have to entertain me at this point because I'm all by myself over there.
I was half tempted to go with you just in case there'd be like a craftsman style book or something like that could help me with the blacksmithing thing. But at the same time, it sounds like it's mainly just history and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which probably wouldn't be bad for me to learn a little bit about it because my guy's become more curious about when he's traveling.
So, all right, I'm back. I took care of the child. Okay.
It's in the crate. Oh. So I've had my drink, kind of relaxed, and said, why the hell not? Let's try this. I'm going to go for the hagfish. Oh, good. I see you updated my...
Yeah, I updated all the money on the shard, so we're good to go there.
All right, so let me knock 1 silver piece off, and I will take a chance at the hagfish. Oh, why did helps if I turn my keyboard on.
All right, and they're chanting.
Hey,
y'all.
y'all.
They're not chanting your name because
Holy crap,
that doesn't
that's not
flow
right.
very well. But and I assume most of them don't know your name, so they're just chanting dwarf, dwarf, dwarf. As you your tankard and you dip it into slimy water that just it oozes down the side of the tankard and over your fingers. You bring it up to your lips.
All right, so what am I rolling?
You are rolling a fortitude check.
All right, let me double check that real quick. Where was it? Fortitude. According to this, I had +4. That was a +3 on level 1, right? Trying to remember. So unfortunately, I left this at level 2 stats.
What's your thing?
My thing. Thing with the doohickey and the whatchamacallit?
Yeah,
Sorry, I get really confused.
it should be +4.
Okay. So if it's +4, so it's a 1d20 +4?
Yes, sir.
Oh, a 10.
Ooh.
God damn. My rolling's terrible.
10. You knock it back and
Yep. We lost you.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
You knock it back and what?
We lost him.
happens? You drank it and then nobody knows.
It was so bad, the narrator died.
You killed a god.
you think
Oh my god.
We lost you completely there.
shit.
You
Nope.
can't hear me. No, I'm in and out
No.
a little bit.
Right?
Talk now.
Is this any better?
Yes.
Yeah, better now.
I didn't mean to roll that.
Tell us words. What happened?
Now we can't hear you again.
Oh, we lost him again. It's so awful, he can't even describe it.
There.
Or either that or you were fine.
Probably just spit it out. Or I fell over from the smell. Although as long as I'm not poisoned, I'm going to try and go again. Because I'm a
I'll
stubborn
go.
dwarf.
Yes, dude. Drink the entire thing.
Alright.
Bennett had a hell of a roll.
Yeah. He wasn't rolling for anything though.
Nope. And he didn't pay the money as far as I can tell.